Battlefield 2042 might go down as the biggest gaming failure of all time. It recently came out that Battlefield 2042 has only about 1,000 players playing every day according to Steam calculations. 1,000 players. Battlefield 2042 is a AAA game that was released less than 6 months ago. Battlefield is one of the biggest franchises in all of gaming. EA is one of the biggest gaming companies of all time, and they can't even manage a full AAA game with more than 1,000 players. Now, to put this into perspective, at the peak when Battlefield 2042 dropped, it had around 100,000 players playing every single day, and so not about 5 months later, they can't even manage 1,000. That's like a 99% drop off, and it's for good reason. You know, I really hate to say this. I was really looking forward to Battlefield 2042. When that first trailer dropped, it's all my friends could talk about, and we were all gonna get it together and all play it. And unfortunately, I had a feeling that it was just not gonna be good anymore. I can't trust AAA games to come out finished, and so I didn't pre-order it. I was gonna wait a month or so to see how finished it was. I'm looking at my analytics, and it says only like 2% of the people watching this video right now are actually subscribed. Consider subscribing. Free, and you can always change your mind later. Unfortunately, some of my friends weren't that lucky. They pre-ordered it, and they didn't even play it for more than a month. And honestly, EA deserves this. This was an unfinished product. They knew it was unfinished. This is a bad game, and it didn't deserve to succeed. I mean, when are these gaming companies going to get it through their head that you can't release an unfinished product to the masses and just expect people to go along with it? It doesn't work. I mean, maybe for Call of Duty it works, but it hasn't been working lately. Vanguard is one of the worst selling CODs of all time, and it's because it came out unfinished. I mean, some of the challenges in Vanguard, the new COD, don't even work, and it's been like, 5 months again, just like Battlefield? This is ridiculous. There's a leak that came out. Reporters are leaking that Battlefield 2042 may have cost EA $2 billion to make. Let me repeat that again, just in case you missed it. $2 billion to make this game. How the hell is that possible? How is technology getting better? How are gaming companies putting more money into games? And the games that are coming out recently are just not good. They're terrible. They're so much worse. I mean, I would play Battlefield 4 over Battlefield 2042 any day. Battlefield 4 literally came out in 2013. That was almost a decade ago. How are games from almost a decade ago better than what's coming out right now? I really don't understand it. Now, this has really hurt EA and Battlefield's reputation. There's a huge community around Battlefield. A lot of people say it's the biggest competitor to Call of Duty, and Call of Duty is the best-selling game every single year for like over a decade. So I don't know how they're gonna manage to work their way back, but the next Battlefield game needs to be just absolutely phenomenal, or honestly, I'm not sure this series will continue, because they lost all their consumers and all gamers' trust by putting out this unfinished piece of crap. I don't know if any of you guys are still playing Battlefield 2042, but oh my god, I'm so thankful I did not spend, because games are super expensive. I live in Canada, and games are super expensive here. I can't believe I almost paid $100 for Battlefield 2042. Even though no one would have been playing it a couple months later. Usually with the Battlefield experience, you had the Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 1 lasted like a good 2 years. There was like 2 years of new content, new DLC, and people were playing it even when Battlefield 5 dropped, 2 hours after its release. And Battlefield 5 wasn't very popular, but you know what? It probably lasted a good year and a half, maybe even 2 years for a lot of Battlefield players. And to see this new one not even keep gamers' retention for like 5 months, it feels really wrong. I can't believe that they would think this was a finished product. I know gaming companies have been firing QR testers, the people that go into games and make sure everything's all right, but this is just unacceptable. You can't tell me that this huge gaming company, EA Sports, one of the, EA, one of the biggest gaming corporations ever. You can't tell me that they didn't have people going in and checking how the game ran. They knew how broken it was, and they still released it. Not honestly, I don't understand why. The gaming, I don't know, maybe they thought people would love Battlefield so much they wouldn't care, but it can't be doing it anymore. And now we're 5 months into the release, and there's not even 1,000 players playing. And sure, the game was terrible and buggy, but another huge reason for that is these big game companies keep releasing games with the promise of a live service feature. They want to be the new Fortnite, because Fortnite was huge, and it's still one of the biggest games years after it came out, because there's consistent updates and there's new things for people to try, or the game would get boring and stale. And the more and more these games come out, I mean, you look at Battlefield 2042, they said they were going to be a live service game. There's been no update on the game for 5 months. Their first season, quote unquote, update won't even be until the summer, so like another 2 months. Do you really think they're still going to have 1,000 people playing, or even 1,000 players come back to see what's new? I doubt it. And you look at another big game, Halo Infinite. They promised to be a live service game too, and there's nothing new. What is up? If the live service model doesn't work for these big game corporations, and they keep selling people on this fantasy that they're going to get consistent updates. Obviously, they underestimated how hard it was for Fortnite and Epic Games to do the live service feature in Fortnite. Because I don't know if a lot of you guys remember, but like peak Fortnite, like 2018, 2019, they were doing new updates like sometimes every other week. Sometimes every week there was something new, a new gun, a new place on the map, some new challenges, something to do. But you can't promise Battlefield 2042 is going to be the same live service kind of game model as Fortnite, where they were doing updates like every other week, and Battlefield 2042 hasn't gotten a single update in 5 months. It just does not work. Let me know if another Battlefield game comes out in the future. Has EA lost your trust as a player? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.